Today, some insights into Zwift, specifically more details on the drops. Last week we had a quick look at the drop shop just a few minutes after release, and we went through buying a few things and what it was all about and the new menu layout. But today I'm looking at exactly what drops are, how you can earn them, and why XP points still exist. First up, to address a few posts commenting on Zwift moving to a pay-to-play model. Well, we already pay to play. It's a monthly subscription fee, so that's already covered there. Zwift HQ or Zwift management themselves have said ongoing for a while now that they will not be introducing real-world money for in-game items, so we have to take their word for it and just ride on and accumulate our points, both XP and drops, by riding our bikes. Okay, more details on drops themselves and what they're all about. Well, drops can be referred to as the in-game currency. The more you ride and more things you do, you will level up your drops and be able to purchase more things in the drop shop. Along with drops still remains XP points in-game, or experience points, or rider levels. As you ride, the more kilometers or miles that you do, you'll be rewarded with bonus XP points. And as your XP points accumulate, you will rise up through the levels, 1 through 50. So they're still the same. In short, what this means with the two systems in place, one for leveling and one for in-game currency, is that if you spend all your in-game currency, you're still going to keep rising up through the levels. That's another question that came through this week when people saw the new drops in-game currency. You will never go backwards in your levels. And thankfully for us, none of these points systems in-game rely on blockchain technology, because explaining that would be a tough one. Okay, so how to check your rider score, your XP points, or your level points. There's a few ways to do that. On screen here, it lists your level right there. It'll also show you your progress through that level on the status bar along the top. And in the settings, you can see your specific XP or rider level or status points right there on screen and how far you're off from that next level. Your current drops in-game currency balance is also shown on the screen here, and it's also over in the drop shop when you're there to spend all your money, or drops. Earning XP points is the same as ever. So the more kilometers or miles that you do, the more XP points you have up through the levels. There's a few bonuses along the way, and in workout mode, you might get a little bit more XP points assigned to your account as you work through some workouts. But drops, are there any tricks, bonuses, or fast track ways to earn more drops? Well, that's what I've been digging into this week, and I did an ascent and descent of the Alpe de Zwift course to try and see what it was all about. Here's what I found online and in-game myself. First up, the documentation we have is quite light on, very cryptic. I think they do this for a reason or on purpose, but earning drops is a factor of calories burnt, distance traveled, and feet climbed. Initially, all Zwifters were given an amount of drops based on the XP or the level points they were at. I was level 29, got 1.66 million drops deposited into my drops accounts, which didn't affect my level, obviously. And then we went from there over to the drop shop and pretty much spent all our drops. But how you earn drops is a little different to XP. From what I found out here, drops are rewarded primarily on burning calories. So it's not just distance based, but it's all about using energy. So still pretty cryptic, but I think I have a few answers coming up here. There are also bonuses and fast track things in place. So this is pretty cool. Riding up an incline or a mountain pass, you'll have a little mountain icon flash just up there at the top next to your drops as they accumulate. And it says here that you accumulate drops faster in climbing mode. The incline must be 3% or more, and the rate of accumulation increases with the incline. So I think the takeaway from there is ride steep hills, more drops. Receiving a ride on, you'll also get a little icon flashing next to your drops as they accumulate, which means you will earn drops twice as fast for the next 15 seconds. So if you have a few friends in game and they drop you a ride on, you will get more drops during that time period. Next up, and related to the XP/level points, is experience level bonuses for drops. Leveling up to a multiple of 10 grants you 100,000 drops. So if you were to go to level 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 in-game, you get a nice deposit of drops into your account. Leveling up to a multiple of 5 grants you 25,000 drops. So 5, 15, 25, 35, etc. gets you some more. And they do state here that if you are not burning calories, you do not earn drops. And that's what I was testing out today. So this means 0 watts means 0 drops. You're going to have to be riding your bike. I performed a few tests today to confirm it wasn't cadence related. So going down Alpe du Zwift, not pedaling, I wasn't earning drops. Or even just a slight decline where I was just coasting, the drops counter just stops. I did a little bit of tweaking and I was able to have a cadence shown with 0 watts and I didn't get any drops. And then I was able to have some watts shown with a 0 cadence reported and it did start calculating those drops again or adding those to my account. So it's all power based. What they said, you've got to be burning calories for drops. That's absolutely true from what I've seen. So that's what I know to date about drops and how it relates to XP and why there are 2 systems in place. Again, one for leveling up that doesn't ever go backwards and drops your in-game currency, which is kind of related, but it levels up a lot quicker. Anyhow, today, with all that knowledge that I've collected for the last few days, I tried to maximize the chance for me to earn as many drops as possible for one ride. So here's the test that I did today. I hit the jungle route on Watopia, so as close as I could to the steep slope. So if people were notified on their phones that GPLama started a ride and gave me a thumbs up, it was likely I was already on the steep slopes. So getting the thumbs up accumulation of points at twice the speed, I was aiming for that. Obviously, Alpe du Zwift is greater than 3% for most of the way, so I'm going to have the climbing multiplier. And the Alpe du Zwift is hard work, so I'll be burning more calories. My wattage would be higher for most of the ride, so there's no sort of easy just ticking along. So with those 3 things in place, I set out to try and get as many bonus points as possible, or drops, today, and here were the results. So starting out today, I had 146,000 drops, and I had 172,000 XP points. As shown here on my rider score, I am level 30 with an accelerated path through to level 50. That's a legacy thing for when they change. It gets a bit confusing, but let's just leave that for another conversation. I'm on an accelerated path based on my old points that I had for riding 25,000 Ks on Zwift over 4 years. But that's where I was at the start. And after slogging it out all the way up Alpe du Zwift and getting a few thumbs, you can see dropping down here in the app, and putting out a few watts along the way, the numbers I finished up with today after 32.5 kilometers and about 80 minutes of riding were 218,777 drops, as shown here on screen, and 179,324 XP points. So the difference there from start to finish over one single ride was 71,873 drops, not bad for one ride, and just over 7,000 XP points. So I think I got the math right. Up a hill, lots of ride-ons and a fair effort the whole way up. So that collects drops pretty damn quickly. So there we are. In summary there, to earn drops, ride hard, ride hills, and make some friends. Okay, wrapping this one up for today. There's some more details on drops, what they're all about, how they still relate to XP points, and how to get the most out of those drops for your rides. Again, stay to the hills. All right, thanks for watching, and remember to hit that subscribe button to support what I'm up to here on this channel.